Team is
Purdue Northwest.
Purdue. You're the ringers, aren't you? Kind of, because as far as your experience in this competition.
This is our first.
But I mean your school.
Purdue, no, there's two Purdues. There's two Purdues.
Okay.
Purdue West Lafayette and Purdue Northwest.
Okay, so this Purdue, it is
Northwest.
Northwest.
Correct.
Is your first
Northwest.
entry.
This is our first.
Okay, got it.
First time, yes.
All right. So, this being your first time, how did you approach this challenge? What were your expectations of
Sure,
how you're
actually,
going
I
to
serve
compete?
as one of the faculty advisors.
Okay, and your name is
Ali Alizadeh.
got it.
Yeah.
And
Rick
so-
Rickerson is the other faculty advisor who happens to be with our, Praha team in Tennessee. So we just learned about it through Ken, at Bimba, and we quickly assembled a team, and pretty much all the credit would go to the team.
So is this everybody's first exposure to hydraulics, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we had two classes that is required in our for our degree, which is fluid power and then applied fluid mechanics.
Okay.
So we had a little bit of knowledge, but to build the bike, we had to do a lot of research to figure out what pump, what motor, the size of the accumulator.
So what's the secret sauce in your particular entry? It looks different from everybody's.
I think one thing we did different that I haven't seen is we actually have two separate circuits. We have our drive circuit and then we have our recharge circuit.
Okay.
So we use a totally separate pump to recharge the accumulator.
Is this a prefab frame, or did you build the frame as well?
Everything from the seat post up is from a frame. We cut the back half of the bike
Okay.
and fabricated. This was fabricated. These pipes were all made, bent. The top one, so these two and the bottom two, because we had to extend the bike 6 inches to make room for the regen pump and the accumulator in an upward position.
Does that tend to compromise the stability at all, or
No, it does not compromise stability.
Okay.
And we also ran simulations on it and it did not compromise the strength.
Okay, was that a concern going in?
Yes.
It wasn't at first, but after we ran simulations on it, we figured out that the back half is actually stronger than the front half of the bike.
Okay,
That was manufactured from Shrek. That was the bike frame that we originally used.
I see.
They just work, 7 days a week, pretty much, just, starting from design, simulation, and also we had an industry advisor, Neil Oberly, and he also, he met with the team on monthly basis, and
So, I know that hydraulics wouldn't be the go-to for a bike, but is there anything on here that you can see as possibly, a new innovation or something that might be marketable?
I believe Eaton is onto something because they are using hydraulics on regen on cars. I think they're onto something with that.
Okay.
And I think they're using the right approach, honestly.
Which is, the regenerative circuit, which is right down here. I think that's what the big thing that everyone's looking for is how well the regenerative braking is and how you use the energy from that.
So that's applied in other areas in industry, like lift trucks.
Yeah.
And so have you applied things directly from other applications and applied them to in your research, I guess? When you were doing research, were you looking at other?
We looked at a little bit of the way it works in cars, like big trucks like that, because there's a new design that we didn't get much information on because it's so new, but they're actually using hydraulics to do their regen in big tractor trailers and stuff like that.
Companies like that.
Did you consider pneumatics at all?
No, not for our application.
Okay. So what category do you think that your entry is going to do best in?
I'm hoping design.
Design.
Yeah, I think design, because all the custom pieces that we have made on the bike. And there's about 25 in total that we machined.
So it's actually it looks complex.
It looks complex, but it's kind of simple once you break it down.
Okay.
That was our approach. Is we broke everything into its own individual piece.
Yes.
For example, our drive going to the first pump, we didn't look at that.
Do you want to point out what you're talking about?
We actually did the calculations we said we need this RPM at this point from here, so we figured out what the gear ratio is.
Right.
Then same back here. Initially, we tried a 1-to-1 gear ratio from here to here, but it wouldn't charge fast enough, so that the regen braking would break over maybe 100 feet, if that.
Now it breaks in 5.
Yeah, maybe 10 feet. Yeah.
What about energy efficiency? How do you think you'll do in that category?
We actually had an issue. We haven't been able to test that a lot because our bladder and our accumulator had a needle hole in it.
So we literally just got it together yesterday.
Okay, so this was the one, when I came in this morning, it was upside down, and was that,
No, it was,
maybe that was
it
one of the
should've
other
been
ones?
like this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think that was an issue with one of the other ones as well, kind of a leak, yeah.
yeah, so we had minimal testing for our efficiency, but our direct drive works great.
Okay.
So just because we got it done last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the weather, I'm sure added a level of. So when are you going to start riding and get around?
We were just doing a little bit of testing.
Oh, you did
for
already?
yeah.
Okay.
Just missed us by like 10 minutes.
Okay.
2 other team members, Mo and Charles, there also.
Yeah. We were letting the oil sit because there was a little bit of air in there. It was a little
okay.
Now it's clear.
Well, I tell you, that your discussion was great. So thank you. That adds quite a bit to this. So thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.